Alexander the Great died in 323 BC at the age of just 32, likely from fever or poison, though the exact cause remains a mystery. His death led to the fragmentation of his vast empire, as his generals, known as the Diadochi, divided the territories and began fighting for control. But what if Alexander hadn't died so young? What if he lived another 20, even 30 years? If Alexander had survived, his empire may not have splintered so quickly. Instead, it could have solidified under his leadership, with further conquests stretching into the Arabian Peninsula, North Africa, and possibly Western Europe. His military genius was unmatched, and his ambitions seemed limitless. Could he have created the first true world empire? Had Alexander lived, his next planned conquest was Arabia. The rich trade routes and untapped resources of the Arabian Peninsula would have been prime targets for his expanding empire. After securing Arabia, it's likely he would have set his sights even farther west. Carthage, a dominant power in North Africa, may have been next in his sights. A conflict with Carthage would have been inevitable and could have led to Alexander gaining control over critical Mediterranean trade routes. With Carthage under his control, Alexander would be poised to expand further into Europe. His empire might have included parts of modern-day Italy, even challenging the early Roman Republic. How would history have unfolded if Alexander had clashed with Rome in its infancy? Could he have altered the course of European civilization? Even though Alexander's empire stretched from Greece to Egypt and India, he always had grander ambitions. He sought to unify East and West by blending Greek culture with the diverse societies he conquered. His plan for a universal empire included not just military domination but also cultural fusion, a process historians call Hellenization. Greek became the dominant language across his empire, and Greek philosophy, art, and science flourished. Had Alexander lived longer, he would have continued this process, possibly extending his empire deeper into India and Central Asia. His marriage to Roxana, a Bactrian princess, showed his desire to blend cultures and create alliances that transcended mere conquest. If he had successfully integrated these regions, the world map would look drastically different today. Would India have become a fully Hellenized region, deeply influenced by Greek customs? One of the biggest what-ifs surrounding Alexander's reign is the issue of succession. When he died, he left no clear heir to his throne, which is one reason why his empire fractured so quickly. If he had lived longer, would he have had time to groom a successor or produce more heirs? His first son, Alexander IV, was born after his death and was quickly eliminated by rival factions. Had Alexander lived to secure his dynasty, his empire might have remained intact, passed down to a legitimate heir. A strong and centralized government led by his descendants could have solidified Alexander's dream of ruling not just an empire, but an enduring dynasty that spanned generations. Could this have led to a centuries-long Greek-Macedonian dynasty ruling across 3 continents? Chapter 5. Clashing with Rome. One of the most intriguing possibilities in this alternate history is the potential clash between Alexander and the Roman Republic. By the time of his death, Rome was just beginning to emerge as a major power in Italy, slowly expanding its influence in the Mediterranean. If Alexander had survived, it's possible he could have turned his attention westward after conquering Arabia and North Africa. A confrontation between Alexander's Macedonian Empire and Rome would have been inevitable. But could Rome, still in its infancy, have stood against one of the greatest military minds in history? Would we have seen a Greek-dominated Europe instead of the Roman Empire that came to define the ancient world? If Alexander had successfully defeated Rome, Western civilization as we know it might have developed under Greek influence instead of Roman. Greek language, politics, and culture could have become dominant across Europe, creating a Hellenistic West centuries before the Renaissance reignited an interest in Greek thought. Chapter 6. Alexander's Legacy. Even though Alexander died young, his legacy continues to shape the world today. His conquests spread Greek culture across the Middle East and Asia, and his generals founded dynasties that ruled for centuries. The cities he established, like Alexandria in Egypt, became centers of learning and culture that influenced civilizations long after his death. But what if Alexander had lived to see his empire truly unified and expanded even further? It's possible that the Hellenistic world would have grown even stronger, perhaps delaying or preventing the rise of powers like Rome. we might have seen a world where Greek philosophy and democratic principles spread even farther, creating a global civilization based on the ideals of ancient Greece. Alexander's vision of a world empire may have succeeded, creating a single unified culture that stretched from Europe to India. This empire, had it survived, could have influenced the development of modern technology, politics, and international relations in ways we can only imagine. Conclusion. What would the world look like? In this alternate history, Alexander the Great, living longer, could have meant a vastly different world. A more unified and culturally blended empire, with Greek influence stretching even further, may have delayed or altered the course of Roman expansion. It's possible that Western civilization as we know it today would be rooted even more deeply in Greek culture. Could Alexander have ruled the entire known world? Maybe not, but his impact would have been far greater than what we already see today. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Could Alexander the Great have successfully ruled the world if he had lived longer? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more what-if scenarios about history's greatest figures.